things we learned last time was from a standing forward bend, feet hips distance, we learned 2 new things from here. So the first one was we took our 2 peace sign fingers, wrapped them around the big toes, we folded forward that way. You can bend the knees if you need to. Either way, there's a slight micro bend in the knees to keep them from hyperextending. And then the other variation was the palms coming under the feet for gorilla. So the toes come up to the wrist crease. You might need to bend the knees a lot to do that, and that's okay. And so you can just drop the head down and hang there. We also learned a squat. So heels grounded if you can. If not, that's okay. You can be like this. You can be like this. That's fine. If you want to sit on a block, you can sit on the block. That can feel good too. And then if you're comfortable in the squat, hands can come together and elbows can press your knees apart. We also learned some standing poses. And so the way you would get into these 4 variations are typically from Warrior 2, but really from anything. You'd be in Warrior 2, you'd straighten the leg, turn the toes. So the feet are either parallel or the toes are pointed slightly in. And you can start with your hands on your hips. So they're Prasarita, A, B, C, and D. So for A, you just fold forward, and if you can, your fingertips will line up with your toes. If your elbows are bending, they're coming in toward one another, they're not splaying out to the sides. If the backs of your legs are really tight, it might be easier for you to bring your feet out wider. If you're super open here and your head is like hitting the floor, you can bring your feet in closer together. So for B, your hands stay on your hips. Fold forward that way. For C, hands interlace behind your back. And then you'll fold forward this way. So your hands might stay here. If they're up here, you can bring the palms apart and that's okay. If you're flexible in the shoulders and your arms are coming down behind you, I want you to keep the palms together because this is not protecting my shoulders, but this is. Okay, so palms together. And then for D, peace sign fingers come around the toes and we fold forward that way. Coming out to this side. So there were 2 more things that I think that we learned, but I didn't put in the video. So in that case, I'll show you them anyway. The first one was the Vasana, or boat pose. And so in boat, full boat, the arms and the legs lift up. If you can't do that, that's okay. You can bend the knees. You can hold on to the backs of the thighs. You want to find that spot like on the tailbone where you can kind of balance. Okay, and the chest stays lifted. Shoulders are back, chest is up. So we're not hunching, we're lifting up through the core. The other one was bridge pose. And so for bridge, we're laying down and ankles come under the knees, feet are hips distance, so that's the width of your hip bones. And for bridge, you just lift the hips up. So the tendency people have is to let their knees come out. We're not going to do that. We're not going to turn the feet out either. Feet are pointed forward, hips come up. A really good way to practice this is to put the block in between your thighs, because then you're forced to kind of keep that rotation there, and you can lift up that way. If you want to take a supportive bridge, the block is really nice also underneath you, and you can lay down over the bridge, or over the block like that. We also did fallen angel. Well, I call it fallen angel. Sometimes people call it deer. So you'd start in this, and you'd bend one leg and then the other. And so this time I'm doing my right side, and so I'll twist to my right and then fold forward. So I might come here, I can put my hands on the block. You can come all the way down, then come all the way down. And then you'd switch sides and do the same thing the other way. We did this too, I think, but I don't know if I put it in a video. It's just folded forward with the feet flexed. Make sure that when you're folding forward in any position, that your feet are flexed back toward you and you're folding forward from the hips, not from the back. So I'm not sinking down into my back and then rolling forward like this and trying to get farther. I'm lifting up. And so there's an anterior tilt of my pelvis, so a forward tilt as I fold forward. And we're folding forward with a straight spine. And so like say this was my max as far as I could go. once I got there, then I could allow everything to round out. But we're not like hunching back this way. And so if you feel like your back tends to do that, it might benefit you to sit up on a blanket or roll up the mat and sit up on the mat so you have an easier forward tilt. I think that was all we did. If you think of something else that I left out, please let me know and I will fix that. Thank you and see you next time.